but you're going to be behind in points. If you hit the target, whether it be a smooth plate or whether it be a targ shield, you get a certain amount of points. And ultimately, if you unhorse your opponent in the full contact style, that's the maximum amount of points. There's probably well over 19, 20, 25 different styles of jousting.
Okay, that's interesting he said that. So in the full contact jousting style, if you unhorse the opponent, is maximum points. Usually I think in the medieval perspective, and jousting experts, please do correct me if I'm wrong, but the way I understand it is that you don't really try to unhorse necessarily the opponent. What you're trying to do is break your lance. That's how you score your points. And depending on how good of a hit you get, and I think where you hit, then those points, you have a higher chance of connecting, gripping properly, and breaking the lance. You want to break the lance, you don't necessarily want to unhorse the opponent. If it does happen, great, but it's not. I don't think it is the way to get maximum point in the way we usually imagine medieval jousting.
Yeah, see that ridge around that shield? Bad news.
Yeah.
You don't want a lip around the shield. You don't want any spot where that lance is going to connect and lock into the lip. You want to be able to deflect the lance away from your body. So, completely wrong shield.
Yeah, and ooh, that's pretty cool though.
The jousting that was there, it was decent for a theatrical style joust.
Right.
If there were true knights, they wouldn't be holding their shields like that. They're leaving.
True, yeah, true. He's holding the shield wrong. He's not protecting anything. But then again, good luck operating anything in this bulky mess of an armor. That does look intimidating, so I'll give him that. Also, they destroyed the tilt, which was kind of funny. Another thing is they did start, I don't know if he's going to point this out, but they did start with the lance already down. Usually when I see medieval jousting, the lance starts up and then if it goes down, which I think is really cool to see. But I don't know if that would change depending on the style. I wonder how he does it.
Even themselves completely exposed from the top of the shield to throat, head. That scene where the horse actually does fall into the joust list, usually it would be the opposite way.
The list, yeah, that's the word.
So the person would be getting hit coming off to the right side. Based on the fact that we do real full contact jousting, we always drop the reins. So that way there, if you get off balance, you're not going to be pulling your horse to the extent that you're going to be pulling your horse down onto the ground with you. I'm 265 pounds. Add my armor, I'm 415 pounds.
Man, how heavy is your armor?
Riding a 2,000-pound horse, charging at 20, 25 miles an hour against the same opposing force. It's a car wreck. So when we hit, there is a lot of force being generated.
Yeah.
Both guys were not wearing proper equipment as far as gorgets to protect their necks because the lance can hit and come up straight into your throat. You could tell right away, looking at the tips of the lances, the Hound's lance didn't have a cornell on it, didn't have like a tip on the end. It was a sheer point. Knights back in the olden days, the nobility were the ones jousting. They didn't want to go out there and kill each other. And the ends of the lances had cornels put on them, again, to disperse the impact force on the knight's armor. It's like a cast fist put on. Well, if you don't do that, you have a scene possibly like this. And historically, that could have definitely happened. So I'm a total Game of Thrones geek, and I love the show. However, have to give it a 4.
Yeah, I understand. That scene, they kind of censored it a little bit, but I remember reviewing that scene back in the day. And the guy, he has zero protection, nothing, like completely exposed throat. And then he gets the lance in the throat and dies, and everyone is shocked. How did that happen? What did you expect? He gave him no protection whatsoever. And he was wearing like half a salad with nothing, no bever, no gorget, nothing. It was completely, I mean, you could see his skin. It was like, come on, you've got to find something else. It's such a well-written show, at least, except for the end, I guess. Is Toby Capwell next? Yes, okay, let's watch Toby Capwell and then we'll stop.
Hi, I'm Toby Capwell. I'm curator of Arms and Armor at the Wiles Collection in central London. Since I was a kid, I've been riding horses and fighting in armor. I've taken part in competitions, armored combat all over the world. If I could change one thing, I would change this. He's wearing his gorget on the outside of his breastplate.
See?
The gorget is that neck plate. He should actually have plates covering his throat. The gorget has neck plates in here, and it comes down and has this larger chest plate. That chest plate should be underneath.
Careful with the mic.
The breastplate. And the breastplate has a
yeah,
turned
you see,
edge.
I'm happy that Toby Capwell